in honor of Valentine's Day being this weekend, I have a poem to start us off this evening.
Ooh.
Roses are red. The ref's counting to two. I kicked out dramatically just to pop the crowd and confuse you. And welcome to the All Elite Ensemble review. I put on my poetry hat there for a hot second. Thank you very much.
What makes the poetry hat different than every other hat you wear?
I mean, it's fancy. I wish I had a beret. It's not coming in quite yet. It's not coming in until next week when I start teaching poetry to my students.
Oh, Mikey, if you show up on the podcast wearing a Kangol, we're just done.
No, you say that, but y'all would be back here every single week anyways.
Yes, we would.
We'd love to see it. But hello, internet, and welcome to the All Elite Ensemble review. We got to do it. It's so nice. We got to do it twice. But welcome to this is our weekly AEW Post-Show Breakdown here at BC WrestlePod. Of course, we have a trifecta of individuals here tonight. Of course, my name is Mikey. I am the Jefe of BC WrestlePod. I run the ones and twos. I do a lot of heavy lifting, but it is okay because it's worth it. It is worth it because I love doing this, and you know what? It all gives us an outlet to do something fun. And joining me this evening, first and foremost, we're going to talk about the name in a little bit as it pertains to a certain somebody. But Mr. Wheel of Yuda Cheese, JVL is in the house. Hello, JVL.
Always glad to be here, and I hope you're hungry.
I am. I'm going to eat some food after this. It's like
I
am hungar. Anyways, and then rounding out our trio tonight is you know him, you love him. He is the lovable, he is the other lovable bear because we have two of them on this podcast in this whole entire group. Yes, Mr. Benny the Bear is in the house. Hello, my friend. Happy to have you here.
Sure, make it all about yourself, then, Mikey. Greetings and salutations.
Gosh,
let's rock and roll.
It's like,
listen, Benny, for a bear, you're being very catty tonight.
For real, what's happening? Listen, according to
our claws,
rar. Anywho, oh man, it's gonna be one of those nights. I love it. But we are here to talk about this past week in AEW television. We are going to be covering the February 11th edition of Dynamite, as well as covering Grand Slam Australia, because I was just like, dang, I felt like we watched kind of a mini pay-per-view in Grand Slam Australia. And thankfully, no one broke an ankle this year.
There were a couple close calls, but I agree with you, Mikey, there.
I was just like, what is going on? We got to get this ring situation every time we're in Australia. But
I'm also sad we didn't get to see the house show that they had there with all the other debuts we saw. So
for reals, we saw debuts. We saw some fun matches. We saw Moxley and Tony Storm just throw down because they could. We saw the Nutbush dance by the Australian wrestlers. We saw Wheeler Yuta wrestling the whole entire match in a beanie. God, that's going to be so much fun when it comes to our television next week. So we got a lot to cover. But before we get into all of that, if you are new here to BC WrestlePod, or if you've been rocking with us for a while now, you all know the drill. You can find our lives on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, as well as the edited reviews that go up the following day on YouTube if you want to watch something that is less than an hour, and also to see a sped up version of us just rambling on, which is very fantastic. But if you're looking for something more self-contained, the social medias is where it's at. We are pretty much on every social media site at BC WrestlePod, where you can find our report cards, predictions. We just posted where everybody is standing in the current predictions leagues.
You and me, Benny, fighting for second.
Listen, I have gotten a lot of text messages over this past weekend about how supposedly I have rigged everything. I was just like, it's not my fault that my predictions are correct because I picked them.
Mikey, we discussed this I have to say it here. It is your fault. You picked them.
Listen, it's not my fault that I know what's going to happen a good chunk of the time. It's just like,
yes, it is. It's your intuition. This is all about you, Mikey. Take the credit.
Yes. High risk, high rewards. I swing for the fences when I do these all the time. But it's
3
a lot of fun.
Ahead. Jesus Christ.
Shut up. But at least in the AEW league, it is still a very tight race because second and first place is only separated by 3 points. And then poor Professor's at the very bottom with no chance unless he gets a Hail Mary and AEW decides to go into Bizarro World for the last 2 pay-per-views of the season.
You know what? I would love that if they did. It'd be much more fun to see a bunch of new stuff happen. So yes, let the Professor take us all down if it means new wrestling.
So you can see all that good stuff on our social media that BC WrestlePod is. A great time to interact with us. Our out of context clips will either zoom in on my face, Jeff's face, or it'll zoom in on whatever car's on the screen. It's fantastic. Okay. What else am I forgetting? Oh, yes. We have merchandise. bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. And that link will be in the description of these videos below. But also, guys and gals and non-binary pals of the internet, we pay for a lot of streaming services to watch all these things. And we also pay for pay-per-views as well. So ever so often in the Twitch and YouTube chat, our little friendo, the coffee bot, will be popping up. If you want to help us pay for all these things, please do. It's not required for you to be and interact here because you can do that for free, but we would appreciate it anyways. Alrighty, now that I've done the intro bit, let's get into why we're here. That's to talk about some wrestling. So let's dive in. So we're going to kick things off like we always do here at All Elite Ensemble. And we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite, which took place in Ontario, California. Now, had I not gotten my life and got Ratchet at the Cardi B concert, I probably would have ended up going to the show too.
No, you wouldn't.
But I went to go see Cardi B and I had it the time of my life. But some very interesting stuff happened on this Dynamite that we're going to talk about. So let's just get into what kicked the night off, though. Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland face to face. I'm like, this was crazy.
Who's the heel? Who's the babyface? Do we even know? Hey there, Nick.
Hi, Nick. Coming into our chat. Shout out to Nick for having me on yesterday for his special Monday show where we talked about our Mount Rushmores of managers, and so it was really, really fun. Mikey, sorry for your loss this week. You look good with a shaved head, though, buddy. Shut up! I lost a bet. What are you talking about? I had my head shaved yesterday too. The fuck you mean?
So glad that I didn't lose that match. Oh my god.
I was so close to winning, but anyways, I'll take the hit for this team. But no, so we start AEW Dynamite with the face-to-face with Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland, and I'm like, the girls are fighting!
Seriously, who's the face? Who's the heel in this? I don't know how to deal with Shades of Grey. What's going on?
Are they 50 Shades of Grey? I don't know. That's a whole different conversation.
I mean, am I wearing pants? I can't say, so.
Are we Donald Ducking it? Awesome.
Full Winnie the Pooh right now.
That's even better. Anywho.
Come on now, Piglet.
Lord help us. This is, I was just like, I don't know who to root for because I love everyone involved, but at the same time, I'm just like, the girls are fighting. And fight they did.
That's true.
Indeed. What was great about this was that it reminded me a lot of like the earlier Kenny stuff in AEW, where this was like a walk-in brawl, and Kenny's very known for that, and I love that stuff.
So is Kenny Omega the Aaron Sorkin of wrestling, like the walk and talk, but it's the walk and brawl?
Yes,
sure. Why not?
Him and Moxley have a tendency to be like, "We're going over there."
No, we're going over here. There. I don't know. I don't know if it's a choice, Benny, or just that he has ADHD and needs to go to different parts of the arena just to actually feel like he's doing something.
For reals. So there were some good back and forth lines here. Kenny Omega, of course, Swerve Strickland calling himself the most dangerous man in AEW. Kenny Omega correcting him, and it's just like, that might have been true, but right now, the actual most dangerous man in AEW right now is Brody King. And I was just like, claps around. Yes. Kenny Omega recognizes, the impact, whether it's intentional and unintentionally, Brody King's impact in the last couple of weeks. You had
very true.
you had that opening of MJF and Brody King in that Eliminator match make it to on various talk shows. A lot of political commentators. Some of us is like, ew, why are you talking about this too? Yes, I love that you're talking about this.
Hey, free publicity for a lot of things here, but I will say, if Swerve is saying he's the most dangerous man in AEW, is he going to come out as Swerve Shamrock next week? Like, what's going to happen?
He's just gonna beat up Kenny. He's gonna beat up. Well, I mean, they are gonna actually fight because they started brawling up the ramp. I thought somebody was about to trip and fall off the stage. That table was really close when they went through. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, listen, I know that Toyota Arena. I was like, y'all could have made more space. It's not super huge, but like I was like, ooh, that was really close, and we almost overshot the table.
That would have been both companies having someone basically botch a table spot within a week of each other.
It's insane, but
that's how we get away from tables. Just everybody start botching them like we did.
For real.
This is why Mystery Wrestling uses doors.
Seriously.
Exactly.
But this face-to-face and brawl does set up Kenny and Swerve tomorrow night, which is going to be interesting. And to just bring in Nick, Kenny is getting sued by Undertaker for character infringement. That makeup.
Nick, if he doesn't come out in like the Phantom Mask orbital bone saving mask tomorrow, as the Kenny of the opera, I don't know if I'm going to be able to respect him anymore.
For real. So this sets up what we're getting tomorrow night, where it is Kenny versus Swerve, which means to tell me I'm like, I smell a match at Revolution. But we'll see what happens with all of that. So moving on, though. Go for it, Betty.
Poor Rush's cable just sitting out on that on that table all by itself. Gosh. No Rush in sight.
Sad face. Sad face.
Jesus Christ. Nick.
And he comes out with new manager Moppy as the Cleaner 2.0.
We are not doing a Kenny Omega versus Saturn rivalry right now. Well, and the worst part is the worst part is TK would book that and still win Booker of the Year because of how bad the other company is doing.
Seriously. Anyways, let's keep the show going because we cut backstage where we see Kyle Fletcher getting ready. Yes, getting ready for his TNT Championship match, and he basically tells Don, "Be like, I want to do this by myself, no interference, no shenanigans." And I was like, "Bet." I was just like, "I don't know if that's gonna happen, but bet."
Well, didn't he also ask Okada last week to do again, not to interfere again, too?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So we might be seeing Kyle Fletcher be like, "I want to do this. Don't interfere. Like, let's go." We're going to talk about you a little bit later, Kyle. We're going to talk about you later, but this was the setup for what we would get in our match later in the show. But right now, more 6-man tag team action between these two groups.
Wait a minute. Didn't we just see this match last week?
We really did. We really just did.
Not even switching out
this formation of the Death Riders has actually never teamed together,
which is crazy to me.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean, like Mark Davis being used as a heavy upper mid carder. I'm down for that, man. That guy's so good to be just toiling away, you know.
Well, and I mean, I think he got, they're using him enough now where they didn't think they would have to, in the fact that he lost his other tag team partner to injury again. Like, what do you do with him? You stick him in the Ichicero role now and just have him be the heavy. That's what you need.
For real. Nick, I hate you. When did Sami Zayn gain weight and join AEW? What the? Gosh darn it. Wow, tough year for all, LOL.
Nick, do you want to jump on and just give us some commentary here? I mean, I feel like you've had a lot of good takes to give in the last week's AEW.
Nick, do you want to jump in? Text me right now, and I will send you this link to derail our conversations. Text me right now, so I know it's real.
I'm enjoying this trio's back and forth. It's fun to watch these guys wrestle. Where is this going? What are we doing?
Revolution. It's leading. This is just like a New Japan multi-man, right? Like the biggest story coming out of this is Takeshita and Moxley,
right?
And the other two are just there. So it's clearly leading to Mox and Takeshita at Revolution.
But still, do we need to see the same match over and over again? Do we need to see a regular tag match? Maybe they have another back and forth Mox gets pinned by Josh Alexander and we have Takeshita get mad about that. Like, could we do 18,000 more things than the same match?
It's true.
We could.
I harp on this for all the last couple of weeks. We had such opportunities with Andrade being in the picture, ostensibly being in Joe's spot, and a couple of other matches we've had over the last couple of weeks where we could have had a new direction given to us, something fun to watch, and they don't.
Well, as I said last week, that sometimes we the fans have we see something going this way. And Tony goes, nope, I already got in my notebook. We're going the other way. So,
yeah, but at the same time, you do have to be flexible. I mean, he's got to be flexible with the fact that we're missing Mark Davis's tag partner and all these other things that they were set up before in said notebook that now he's allegedly snorting some other stuff out of. But in general, just such an opportunity with the new eyes on the product because of what's happening with Brody King, with what all the news has been saying about the other company and how much they haven't been able to actually book anything new in a lot of ways. This is your opportunity. This is one of the main plays. Now, would I like to say, hey, let's take this whole match off here and put some more women's matches on? Definitely. That would be much more fun, much more entertaining. But we know Tony's not going to do that. He's afraid of women. So it's going to be tough for him to be able to actually book those things the way he needs to.
Damn.
Yeah, I agree.
Do I get one of the little things up there that my views are not the views of this podcast?
No, not yet. So those are reserved for when we talk about the other promotions with certain naming conventions that are happening with groups, and we're like, hold up, let me put this up here.
Oh my god!
Looking at you, TNA, and what we're doing with Eric Young. This is out of control. Anyways. Tune in on Friday.
I have no idea what that is.
Same here. I'm so glad. I'm
not going to subject you to it because it is bad. It is bad.
I am so glad that also some folks that I really enjoy as people are out of that little yard there and have joined up with a fun new promotion because of this house show.
Seriously. So
and I'll just do this pose, and Mikey and I will know.
Of course it is. We're love you too. Alrighty. So, I mean, it is basically a repeat of last week, but we have the Death Riders go over here on Davis, Josh, and Takeshita, which I was like, all right, so technically we're 1-1 now. This is going into Grand Slam Australia with Mox and Takeshita, which, we'll get into a little bit later. But I was just like, match. Oof, we'll talk about it when we get there. But right now, woo! God damn, Kyle Fletcher can never have a bad match, I swear to God.
Also, if you look at them in their garb in this picture, it looks like Kyle ages into Tommaso Ciampa.
This is a Pokemon evolution down. Oh, hold up. So joining us in to have a conversation about this and AEW in general, special guest, Nick is in the house.
Oh, yes.
Mikey, you temptress, you tempting SOB, you little chicken tender slut.
See, this is what happens when he loses a match and shaves his head. All of us have to do his bidding now.
I know, unbelievable.
Welcome, Nick. Welcome, Nick, to the madness that is our Tuesday AEW show. So we are just getting started talking about this TNT Championship match where we have Kyle Fletcher versus his future self, Tommaso Ciampa.
God. I think I joined it at a good time, I guess. Or a bad time. Who the hell knows?
Because we're looking at a match here where Ciampa comes in for a shock title win just to lose it 2 weeks later to the guy that had it before, Mark Briscoe. What's going on here?
I don't know, man.
And he didn't even have the courtesy to tell Johnny Gargano that. I have a great deal lined up to go to AEW, and I'm going to be a big deal for about a week, maybe even a week.
Oh man!
Well, you know what though? That's more weeks than he got in the other place. So I'll take that too.
Yeah, but, oh, come on! Well, what the hell is the point? Hot potato every title on this whole effing brand.
Back to the people that had it before too, not even to new people.
That's what I was going to say.
Hot potato around and have it bounce for a while until it fits on somebody. No. We're just going to keep throwing it backwards into history.
So here's the thing: the match itself ruled. I actually really like this match, but exactly like what has been brought up so far, Kyle Fletcher loses it to Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe then holds on to it for a little bit and then loses it to Tommaso Ciampa on his first match against him, with Tommaso being in there. Tommaso has some pretty good bangers for 12 days, and then he loses it back to Kyle. It's like, Tony, there were better ways if you wanted Kyle to hold the title going into Australia. You could have did something that didn't require it to go to Mark, then to Tommaso, then back to Kyle, days before we go to Australia. What are we doing?
Yeah,
because don't get me wrong.
What should
you
they
can
do?
keep that feud going, or you just it diminishes the whole title, and that's the whole point of it. You have 12 titles already.
Could Tommaso not have gone to Australia? Is he not allowed at this point?
I haven't heard anything.
The thing is, right? All right, I'm gonna be swimming upstream on this one. But these the point was that Ciampa comes in and he wins the title in his first match, right? Has 3 or 4 bangers, then drops the title to show that he can still hang, right? And then we move back to Briscoe and Fletcher, because they've been building to this one for months, putting the numbers of their matches in the graphics, and they had to blow it off, right? They can't just be well, we're gonna wait a year and then come back, because people are gonna be complain about where's this feud coming from?
Well, you could, but in the defense, that's always going to be there. If you have 3 and 3, right? Same thing with a rubber match in any rivalry. It's always going to be there. You could always come back to that. So you didn't have to do that right now. It just seems so. Everything is always, to me, with AEW, a week too early or a week too late. It's
oh, definitely.
and this whole week, and I don't mean to get ahead of your show, but this whole week could have been divided up into the 2 shows, right? You had Grand Slam and you had Dynamite, and you had 2 big changes in the whole landscape of the title scene in AEW, and you could have done that over the course of either this week in the 2 shows, or if you really, we all, let's face it, Tony reads the headlines, tries to grab headlines and steal headlines every chance he gets. Why didn't you do it Royal Rumble week when you had Thekla lose to Chris Statlander then? That's the moment to do that, to steal a headline.
I can agree with you on that, Nick, a little bit too, but also the fact that he's also pivoting now with the fact of mainstream media watching the company because of what happened with the F-Ites chance. Maybe it's a little bit back and forth to kind of get them to see it, but that doesn't fit into this setup here. And to answer your earlier question, that Tommaso told Candice, but then she told Johnny and Johnny forgot. That's the only reason that's what happened here. He knew about that thing, but it was passed on the right way. I don't know. I want to know where this is going to go from here now, because what happened at Grand Slam as well, you've got it back on Kyle, who was ostensibly going to the main event picture, but now you're having 12 people circle that drain that have been there for years. Are we just stagnating, or are we trying to get ourselves through the end of the year with AEW and start new after Revolution?
That's crazy thing is kind of Revolution starts the whole year off too. Revolution starts the whole calendar pay-per-view cycle technically, because we start with Revolution and we go all the way to World's End, because it's literally called the World's End. So here's my final stance on all this, right? I really did like this match. I have no questions, no qualms about it. This was a banger match. I had questions. I'm okay with Kyle having it, but my only big not even a red flag, my big red question mark written out in red Sharpie is what's next for Tommaso? Because if he came in, got this title, held it for 13 days, he could still run with it. So what's next? So what are we doing with Tommaso next? Because if Tony doesn't do anything with him, I'm like, okay.
But Mikey, so just not to derail us that much further, but like, does it not signal some sort of like Fletcher was flirting with the main event scene, and you figure, right? You like when you're done with the mid card title, you move up to the main event scene, and he's the proto star. Like everyone agreed. I think I don't want to speak for anyone on this show, but like that he's the next big star in AEW, right? And men's star that they're going to hype up. So is it concerning that now you're throwing him back in rotation with a mid card title?
I think, to be honest, it might be. I mean, we're only talking about him getting it back and then, going to Australia with it. And this is such a cliche to say, but honestly, this is what helps. Like, honestly, I have to see what we have. Like I just said for Tommaso, I have to see what we're doing with Kyle over the next couple of weeks leading into Revolution as well. And so, which I know is a cop-out answer, but honestly, I don't. Usually I have an inkling as to where we possibly might go based on what we've seen so far, but this is one of the few situations where I'm like, I honestly don't know where we're going right now. And I'm kind of intrigued by that, and I'm excited, but I'm also a little worried too. So I have to take it week by week basis, and then we can go from there.
It seems to me that there is a blockage right above Kyle, like shaped like Kenny Omega, shaped like Swerve, where they can't get them out of the title picture and onto their own thing. And so they put Kyle back down also because the mid-card has now been spread so thin because there's like a bunch of mid-card titles that there really isn't ones that can play around with just the TBS or the national or the international or the Continental Classic or the whatever. There's like 12 belts sitting in the mid-card. So you really can't pull one person up to put him in the main event scene because then what else can they go for? They're not pulling Hangman down to win something. They're not pulling Swerve down to win something else. Hell, Kenny Omega go win the freaking, national title from Ricochet. I'd watch those matches in a heartbeat.
That'd be so amazing. And maybe this is just me, like when we had the international championship, when Orange Cassidy was international champion, that is probably one of my favorite runs for any mid-card title belt AEW has done because, well, it started with Orange going around the world, but he would be defending that thing against everyone, everybody, and anyone. And that was probably one of my favorite mid-card title runs in recent years because, Orange was fighting and putting over everyone, even when they lost to him. But I think Kyle Fletcher will hold AEW World Championship probably by the end of this year, if not beginning of next year. But I need to see where we're going with him. I need to see where we're going with Tommaso too, what plans that Tony has in store for them. But again, love the match. Yeah. Kyle Fletcher wins this championship. And Benny, you saying something?
I was going to say is that they're clearly doing something with, because they still have that telenovela storyline with Okada, Takeshita, and Fletcher. Which
there's so much going on.
Well, you asked what they're doing with them next. I said that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was just like, it is a whole telenovela because we got like 18 characters all involved. It is great. I mean, we literally have I mean, sure, why not? And also, we have Andrade, who is our telenovela villain. Like, come on now. Honestly.
Yeah, right.
Out here taking pictures with wrestlers in the crowd. We're going to talk about that when we get to Grand Slam Australia, but we'll see where these two paths go for Ciampa and Fletcher. I'm nervous, but I'm excited as well. But Nick, thank you for popping in. If you got to go, you can, or you can just stick around and futz around with us.
Yeah, fellas. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All righty, Nick. Thank you so much. Talk to you later, my friend. Be like, God, he's so annoying. No, just kidding. Love you, Nick.
I mean, he's definitely my third favorite bald person in this room. So
Hey, you know what? It is great. We love you, Nick. Thank you for being here. Alrighty. It's a pleasure. The door is never truly closed. It is forbidden and it is open.
Mikey, your back door is always forbidden and open, but we understand that.
Heyo. Anywho, let's keep this train rolling. Because right after this match, Mark Briscoe wants another shot, and Kyle Fletcher only accepts if we make it a ladder match. So I'm like, Nick, third favorite, Mikey is here. What the fuck? God. And you know what? We get a ladder match made for the TNT Championship at Grand Slam Australia. I'm like, God, these two are gonna kill each other. That was my through line at the end of this whole segment. I'm like, God, they're gonna kill each other.
Well, and I don't know, Benny. I don't know if you felt this too while you were watching this, but like, I couldn't get out of my head how much Tommaso Ciampa is starting to devolve into Stu Grayson, and I'm like, I couldn't get them out of my head either way. Like, why aren't we having a much more like really no nonsense Tommaso Ciampa run at this? This feels like it should be.
Yeah. The next story beat for Tommaso Ciampa is going to be interesting for sure.
For real,
it is.
So we're gonna see how that goes along. Alrighty, kids, let's keep this going because Clark Connors this picture. I was just like, what?
He looks like the evil pallid swap Orange Cassidy in this picture.
Seriously, gosh, it is the Negaverse. But we get a tag team match: Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong versus Daniel Garcia and Clark Connors. It hasn't been officially made, but I was like, y'all know that Clark's probably going to be signing at some point. I was like, his booth hang is here, and so is their child's tire sign. Like, wheel sign. We love some good wheel sign. This matchup was pretty interesting. I was like, when I saw this was on the card, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I wasn't expecting this, but I was like, all right. Honestly, this was a tune-up match because Danny's going to be spending some time in Mexico this weekend, so him and Clark team up. I'm very surprised it was... Anyways, that's besides the point. Roderick Strong, you dastardly villain, you leave Orange Cassidy hanging. But it doesn't matter because Darby comes in and destroys Clark, which allows Orange to beat Daniel Garcia. I was just like... The match itself was fine. I was just like, Roddy, like, we need to talk. Like, I know we've been playing that you're not in the conglomeration, and I guess this makes it official, but I was just like,
Benny, am I wrong in thinking that, like, they put a pause on this whole, like, Orange and Roddy animosity for, like, a good month here, and, like, I don't know if you forgot, I forgot completely that they had beef.
Oh, no!
That sums it up. It's like Tony Khan's like, oh no. That is a soundbite. Somebody clip that right now.
We could clip that and use that later, just like we'd have that like Benny pop up in every show, just going, oh no. Oh no.
All right, the video game brain person in me is now all I can hear is Benny replacing Knuckles' voice from Sonic. It's like, oh no. Anyways, can I be honest with you guys? I like everyone involved in here.
Just lie to me.
Okay. I mean, I've been lying to you for 3 years. Anyways, no. I like the people involved in this match, but I was like, whatever about this match. I was just like, It wasn't bad, but I was like,
It was out of nowhere.
For reals. I mean, I guess.
I like.
Go ahead, Betty.
I like
go, Benny,
the idea of. Am I lagging?
Slight, but you're fine.
Okay. I sort of liked it. Like at first, I was like, when I saw the graphic, I also was like, all right. But then they did like the lower third promo, and that left more questions. It's like, okay,
I
fine.
am so confused.
Essentially, what they said: shut up and watch the match.
It's like that SpongeBob meme. Gary, you're gonna eat your dessert, and you're gonna like it. Well, let's be real. So, this match served, I guess, it served two purposes, if you even want to call it that. One, Darby is about to get that ass. He's still after Clark and Gabe because they're not done yet. And I was just like, oh, Lord, help us. Danny gets pinned here. But really, this also sets up for what happens afterwards. And I'm like, Wheeler Yuta, you butthole, you dastardly villain, you asshole. How dare you cut a lock of Onishirakawa's hair? I was just like, that is crazy. So this was also a lot too, because Orange wins. Tony comes out and cuts a promo. We have kidnapped Mina and dragged her on stage where Wheeler cuts a hair off of Mina Shirakawa. And I was just like, this is a lot. This is a lot.
How did you wrangle all these people to get in for the ending we got at Grand Slam Australia? Like, everyone's willing to lose a piece of hair just for this.
For reals. I was just like, what was that creative meeting like with everybody? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right.
This was a lot.
I actually loved there was a lot of really great camera work in this one. Like the shot of like OC in the ring and then Tony over his shoulder in the background, like, that, you don't get that in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like that's a Hollywood shot. Like
Tony Storm is influencing our shots on camera.
For reals.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Like Wheeler Yuta, damn that Wheeler Yuta for cutting off that extension.
Mina's like, I'm in, but you're not cutting my real hair. You're gonna cut off these extensions. You won't cut off this wig. Like, Lord,
my plastic hair.
For reals. Oh man, this was a lot, and this will lead us into Grand Slam Australia when we get to it. But let's keep going, you guys, because right after this, we had a 3-way tag team #1 contenders match. This is to figure out who's going to be facing FTR for the titles. And
Mikey,
so
oh
at the moment,
oh my god.
Hey, so we have the Rascals and the Young Bucks, but then we were like, who's our wild card act going to be? And then JVL, you said it perfectly, but oh my god, is that Private Party? And it is Private Party and Cheesecake.
Were we just talking about the fact that we missed them like a week or two ago? Like, they really need to be back in the scene now.
And here they are. They are the wild card tag team. Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, Cheesecake, Private Party. I have missed them, and so has the crowd, because they got a pop as soon as they heard, oh my god, is that Private Party? I've missed you boys so much. Man. I am glad that you're back here.
Please use them well. Please have like them and the Rascals do like a best out of 7 series.
Just turn off gravity for everyone involved.
Well, but also think of like it's the kind of like credos of both of them. The Rascals are up in the treehouse smoking a little ganja, and you got these guys getting drunk at the club. It's alcohol versus weed. How could you go wrong?
We love to see it. But this is a really fun triple threat #1 contenders match. I'm just like, I think, again, we've said it for weeks, but the Bucks are having a good time with this run now that they're back to Super Kick Party, all the fringe Bucks. And the Rascals are great. It was really nice to see Myron be able to get some action in here and kind of like, quote unquote, this is technically his first match. Being signed to AEW, teaming up with Dez, which makes a lot of sense because Zach took a big beating last week in that parking lot brawl match. But it was really nice to see Myron get some action. I love me some Myron Reed. I love Private Party. I've missed them. This was fun. I was trying to figure out, I was just like, I kind of wanted to see Rascals or Private Party win here, but I'm not mad that the Bucks won and are going to be facing FTR. But I really hope that, I know it's the tried and true formula, but I was just like, oh, well, I mean, it's going to be fun, but I was like, oh.
Yeah, very much so. I put it in my notes like gravity off. As soon as I saw Private Party walk, the music hit, I was like, oh man, this is like 3 different kinds of the same team. This is about to go off.
Ontario, California. I'm
Myron
jealous.
Reed was just exactly. And like Myron Reed was just itching to get on TV, man. You could just tell it. He's so great, man.
I love Myron. His wife, Killer Kelly's also great. They have an adorable child together. And despite my issues with TNA, him and Leon Slater had probably one of my favorite matches of 2025. Like Leon Slater, Myron Reed was insane. I was just like, Leon Slater had a great year. And Myron, I'm so happy that he gets national TV time like this because everybody's about to see how great Myron is. This was a fun match. I mean, post match, we have FTR and, talk on the Bucks. The Bucks act like they go about to super kick Stokely, but they don't. And this is setting up our match down the line between the Young Bucks and FTR.
Oh man. Like I love these two teams. But you know what we always say, like, we could use a break. Yeah, I could just never see this again.
I'm okay if we don't see this for the rest of this year. Not gonna lie.
Like,
so the match
but
is
one
gonna be
thing
fun, but
I
I'm
did
like
like
tired
is
of
that
seeing this.
and one thing I did like was that, like, Dax or Matt Buck Matt Jackson um uh broke up that Dax spot where, like, he pulls the microphone away, like the brother love spot. Like, oh man, it probably paid off, is what I'm trying to say.
It definitely did. And again, the match is going to be really, really fun. I'm excited. And I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm good if we don't see this match again this year. So,
Yeah, this is very much becoming Uso's New Day of
oh God.
AEW.
I was just
Like,
like, it's gonna be great, but I don't want to keep seeing it over and over again. So, alrighty. Well, Benny, it's you and me. Well, JVL is fixing some things. So let's keep this going, shall we? Because
we're cursed.
God, they're gonna feel it in the morning. Lord, they went to town on each other. But this was our main event too. I was just like, whoa. But this is our AEW Women's World Championship. This is a strap match. We have Strap Daddy herself, Chris Statlander, taking on the Toxic Spider, Tekla, in a strap match. My God, they brutalized each other. Damn. I was like,
Yeah.
Chris was bleeding. The welts are crazy. Tekla's back is also going to hurt because those welts were gnarly too. I was just like, God almighty.
Bryan Danielson had said on commentary, just as a little piece of connective tissue between this match and Ricky Starks. Why did I call him Saints?
You can call him Saints. It's okay.
No, it's not his name. His name is Ricky Starks. But like, Danielson had mentioned on commentary that there was still blood on the strap, and it was like, you guys could have just bought a new strap. Like, we didn't really, we didn't need that much. Like, we remember it.
Like, we're good. But yeah, these.
But my favorite part of this match was like Tekla, like, being dragged around by its stat. and then having to figure out a smarter way to get the advantage over stat,
Mm-hmm.
Well, they make Tekla out to be a powerhouse, but you forget how small she is. And so when you have a powerhouse that isn't in a bigger package, you can still manhandle them quite a bit. I agree with you, Benny, though. Like, it was very fun to watch her psychology on how to work around that, and also to see her pull out every bag of tricks that she can. My question is, what do they do now? Because Stat won 2 in a row to go into this. So it's not like they're tied or that the title changed in a weird way. So what do we do?
I don't know. I think they might be going in a different direction, but you could. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess.
I guess so, because it wasn't clear at Grand Slam Australia. They just had a promo after the fact saying how hard it was. And it seems like Stat wants the title back, but Tekla doesn't want to give her a rematch.
We'll briefly talk about that quick promo we got from Stat Daddy at Grand Slam Australia, because I was just like, I need to include this picture because it is hard AF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That was a great promo.
God. So Tekla is our new AEW Women's World Champion. I love that she was it's really nice. She was really trying not to, she's the bad guy, but you could tell she was really having a hard time trying not to cry.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, yeah. And honestly, Tekla is a softie. I love her and her punk aesthetic. She's great. But Tekla is our new champion. Her and the Sisters of Sin briefly celebrate, and then they beat down Chris Statlander, only for the Brawling Birds to come and save them to end Dynamite.
Yeah. With pipes and something else.
I was like, guys, we just had blood and guts like not too long ago. I was like, what are we doing?
Benny, those are perches because they're birds, obviously. They're perches.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Squawk on.
All right. Squawk on. All right. That was Dynamite. Now let's get into Grand Slam Australia, because
we only have 2 wrestlers that we know are popular from Australia. Harley Cameron doesn't count.
Listen, this was the best picture I can find that actually wasn't blurry. So I was just like, this is what we're using. This is what they use when they announce the event. So this is what we're going with. Alrighty, kids, let's get into it. So we start things off with an AEW Continental Championship match. This is Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita, and by George, once again, just woo!
Oh man, these two are wrestling soulmates, aren't they? Like, they love each other.
They know how to take things right to the limit, and then on top of that, not getting past the ending here, watching Mox improvise on the spot and tell the ref, like, no, we're not leaving these people unhappy. Like, we need to, he read the crowd correctly.
Yeah,
he definitely did.
Because that could have it could have concluded, brought into the next match is what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, it could have started the other match on a down note.
Exactly.
Well, this match,
what a match, man! Like, this was like Mox even pulled out the tope suicida, which he doesn't do for anybody. I've seen him do it like 2 or 3 times in the past 2 years.
Yeah. He really hasn't done it since being in the other company, and he really took out the table this time too, which is even worse. Like, you can tell how out of practice he is.
It's insane. So by the end of this, I was just like, okay, because this ended in the time limit draw, guys, you know what that means. This is probably going to be a rematch at Revolution.
What do we talk about with the blockage at the top of the card? Like, this is again the same thing. Takeshita, another guy that should be winning the top title, who gets pushed back down to a mid card title because they can't figure out what to do at the top of the card.
I was just like, just allow Takeshita to fight, man.
Like, they need to balance these titles a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, because yes, these are both 2 main eventers. And like, I understand that the person makes the title, but like, if you're positioning the belt and these people lower on the card, it's going to be presented as lower on the card. It doesn't matter who it is.
And honestly, I thought we were slowly getting there, because like towards the tail end of 2025, we kind of started putting certain titles only for Dynamite and certain titles only for Collision. And I was like, oh, look, we're kind of trying to balance it out. It's great. And then the last month and a half is like, nah, fuck all that. I was like, we were so close, Tony. It's okay. I still love you, but we need to balance these out.
There's too many.
Yeah.
So many. And I was just like, we could have just kept the anyways. So yeah, this screams rematch for Revolution, but still, what a great match. This is fantastic. Moving on. Moving on.
Damn that YouTube censor. This is such a badass photo, man.
It really is.
Well, it's in black and white, so we're good.
If you have a chance,
that's what I meant.
If you have a chance, go back to the HBO Max feed, watch the replay, and file it. It's so good.
God, Chris Lanterns is like, karma's not a bitch, it's me. I was like, oh! This picture goes hard, and I'm probably going to use this as our thumbnail.
Makes
Chris,
sense.
You know,
fantastic.
It's almost like Chris Statlander gets over when she's being herself and not all the extra stuff.
What?
You don't
no,
say.
that can't happen, Benny. She's in the women's division. She has to have 17 things about herself that really don't matter at all, and another persona that really doesn't work against anybody else in the division. So that's how you get over as a woman wrestler, according to most of the old white men that run this business.
Ooh.
Exactly.
We dropping truths here tonight, which is true. But no, Chris, this picture goes hard. This promo went hard. I'm like, yes, this is gonna be fun. Keeping this going though, we go from Chris to her friendos, because next up we have our AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match. The Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, hometown girl, taking on Mega Bad, Penelope Ford, and the Megasis, Megan Bayne. Harley is now 1-1 at Grand Slam Australia. I'm so happy she got the win here. This picture also goes hard. Harley.
She was the one that pinned as well, so that's good to give her the pin.
Yes. But I was just like, this was a fun match. This definitely felt more like a collision match than a Grand Slam Australia match, but I still had fun. This was a fun match. And obviously, this is, unfortunately, is used as a vehicle for what happens afterwards. But before we get into that, Benny, what did you think of this match?
I thought this was really fun. Like, I think everybody played their part very well. I'm great. I'm really happy Penelope Ford is back. Penelope is like just a natural. She picks up right where she left off, and man, that trio is gonna look insane.
Do we see women's trios belts appearing in the near future?
Oh, let's get this one on track first.
For real.
I agree with you. I agree completely, but
maybe like in 2 years, but not right now. We don't need more belts, Tony. Please, no more.
We don't even have enough tag teams for the tag team division.
For reals. Lord help us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's just get into it. So we kind of started talking about it, but post-match, Babes of Wrath don't get to celebrate for long because we get Miss Lena Cross coming in and siding with the Megasis and Penelope Ford. And then Tony would later go on social media and give us the Lena Cross is All Elite graphic. So Lena Cross is now signed to AEW, and she is with Megan and Penelope, it seems.
Total sidebar, but this has to go with signing in my brain. How long until the Inspiration win the tag titles?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if very soon.
Benny?
Well,
I'm gonna play Thumper on this one.
He's like, no.
Bring it. Come here, come on.
Bring all the heat.
Okay. Well, how do I say this?
Just say it, man.
Okay. What
Say
makes you think
chest.
that what they couldn't figure out in WWE or in TNA that they're going to figure it out here?
They'll actually let them be themselves here, because it seems like, unlike in the other two companies, they were never allowed to actually run their mouth about what they wanted to. Their whole shtick is being
That's
funny
fair,
and running
but
their
also
mouth.
some people are better with written scripts than they are on their own. You know.
Very true. But if you are playing, I think if you're playing characters that are catty in the first place and really want to play up that kind of back end of it, where they can be the chicken ass heels that you never see anywhere else in AEW and actually be that niche here, that is even more funny to me than what they had in WWE, where they were like forced to work every once in a while. This is that kind of like flavoring you have in the tag division, where you don't need to be able to really work as well as the rest of the girls. You will carry the other end of it, and it will fill it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's where I sit with it.
That's fair.
But I hear you. I hear the criticism.
We're gonna have to
right.
agree to disagree on this one.
I will aggressively disagree with you. Because all I want to do is agree with Benny, because Benny's the best. But I can't agree with Benny on that one.
Listen, life is
that's
what I
mean. We're in an impasse. I can't agree on this one.
And I will play Switzerland. No, so we'll see how the inspiration do. I will say it's going to be fun having them interact with the person who sings their theme song, which is Harley. For anybody who doesn't know, Harley Cameron is the singer of the Inspirations theme song. So I'm just like, love you, Harley.
She's a singer, huh?
Yeah, Harley's
and a puppeteer,
and she can speak Chinese apparently. Harley is just a talented woman. We love you, Harley. Anyways, let's keep going with Grand Slam Australia, because guys, I was really disappointed with the ending of this match, because I was really rooting for. I was really rooting. I don't like to say robbed, but I was like, you robbed us of Andrade and MJF. Damn it! I love you, Hangman. I will always love you, Hangman. But man, I was rooting for Andrade so bad, you guys.
You know, Alicia Atout still works for the company. How much fun would it have been to have Andrade hitting on her at ringside to piss off MJF?
That would have been hilarious. He is the telenovela villain, but the match itself, it was fun to watch. I'm just really soured by Hangman winning, and I love Hangman, but I wanted to see something fresh. Andrade versus MJF would have been amazing.
You know who doesn't need a main event belt push right now?
Hangman.
He's wearing a belt. He's got the crowd on his side. He could do so much more right now without the belt around his waist. There are so many more people that need it. And Benny will name all of them now.
What? Dude, I literally like disassociated. Like,
you know, Benny, I know you don't agree with me. I know you don't like listening, but disassociating when I'm talking, I feel attacked. I feel attacked.
Oh my god!
Believe me, it's not you, it's me.
I've heard that a lot before. Benny, what I was asking you to do is, I was getting upset about the fact that Andrade and a bunch of other people deserve a shot of the belt more than Hangman does, because Hangman's had it for too long and really doesn't need it. And then I said jokingly, you will name everybody else that needs a belt shot. So.
Oh yes. First and foremost, Danny Garcia.
Yep.
It's a dark horse. That's the dark horse. Okay.
Yeah.
but I digress. Yeah, like I'm actually like I completely agree with you that like this division really needs to be shaken up. Like we need to be moving people up the card that isn't like predetermined who is going to be, right? Because it's just getting a little stagnant, and but the reason I think that it's getting stagnant is because Samoa Joe was supposed to be here in Andrade's spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Hangman had gotten his win over Samoa Joe, redeeming his loss from Wrestle Dream, then moving on to MJF, would have really put the cannon on or put the rocket on Hangman's back. Of course, I had to barf in the middle of that. But it's funny. Like, I think that just like without that one beat, everything else just sort of like a flan in a cupboard, like just like just. That's why everybody's like, "What is happening? Why is he? What's going on? Where's why is it not Andrade? Why is it Hangman?" It's because we missed a beat. We missed a story beat.
We did, and I agree with you, Benny. That it would have put the Rocket to Hangman if he beat Joe. But if there's anybody in AEW that doesn't need another Rocket strapped to them, it's Hangman Page. He's right. Up in orbit. Like, he doesn't need to go higher. Like, he's in that orbiting thing of like every once in a while you need to drop him in, he'll do something. Meanwhile, Andrade is just back here, and yes, he probably doesn't need it all the way. And you're right, because we didn't get that beat. The Rocket should have moved to somebody else, but instead we stayed the course. And I think that's why it also feels so bland and, like you said, a flan in the cupboard. It feels like a giant fart. Is because we're just giving to the rich. Giving more to people that don't need it? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing is, right? Like hypothetically, if Hangman had gotten his win over Joe, going on to face MJF at the pay-per-view, and MJF finally beating Hangman would put some sympathy on the babyface, but we forgot the correct course after Joe. So Hangman dead in the water.
And then also, I think you'll agree with this too. This puts MJF and that booking in a kind of a weird place now too, because if you wanted to take the belt off to MJF, now you don't have that momentum, and he's got the momentum from the Brody King feud coming through. It's like, okay, you really do need to pivot here. You didn't do it when you should have, like Nick said, a week too late. Is it going to be even later now? Like, are we going to actually see them course correct, or are they going to force this down our throats and then not understand why it's not landing?
So, the sad thing is there's only one outcome I want to see from this, and this does go into the history that we have with, well, spoiler alert, Hangman wins, and so he's going to Revolution to face whoever wins tonight at the main event of Grand Slam Australia, which we knew it was going to be Max, but damn it, like, you made me believe for a hot second. But the only outcome, as much as I know, we'll talk about it when we get there, because I have never cried more than I did in that main event. I was just like, but you know what? I'm very interested to see what happens, because Brody cut a promo and he mentioned something in his promo. I'm gonna mention it when we get to there, because I was like, hold the phone, Brody King, hold up. So the only way that it can really end at Revolution is because Max has never been really able to get one over on Hangman. So I feel like, as sad as it is to say, I feel like MJF needs to beat Hangman so that way we can move on and try and shake up this division. Because I'm like, Hangman doesn't need to again, like you said, JBL, he doesn't need another rocket strapped to him for a world title push. He is the trios champion. Have him and Jet Speed just run through the trios division. Like, they can fight Don Callis all they want. Like,
you say division.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
The point being, Hangman does not need a singles titles push right now. And MJF needs and I hate saying this word, but MJF needs to win at Revolution, because I love Hangman. But I'm like, why do we give MJF the title if we're going to put it back on Hangman? The fuck?
Does, like, winning the trios title just, like, automatically get you a world title shot now?
Now listen, if they make the trios championships like AEW's version of Option C for the X Division Championship in TNA, where you win it and you can get championship match of your choice, but you got to vacate the title, like, which, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, the match is great. I love both people, but I was really rooting for Andrade to win, man. I really wanted to see Andrade win, because it would have been fresh. But anyways, sometimes wrestling disappoints me, and I take the good with the bad. Moving on. I had so much fucking fun with this match. Yes. This is how we do fun gimmicky matches. So this is our mixed tornado tag. The loser of the fall has to get their head shaved. So this is Timeless Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy taking on the Death Riders, which is in the form of Tonight Will Be the Night That I Fall for You, Wheeler Yuta, and The Problem, Marina Shafir. I had such a fucking blast with this. I do not care.
Thank you to AEW for not pulling back and letting both genders attack each other in the best possible way.
Listen, if this is a litmus test, if we're able to get more intergender matches, sign me up, bruv. Like, sign me up. God, this is so much fun. And as bloated as some of the segments have been leading into this match, this was such a good payoff. Oh my God. This is so much fucking fun.
Orange Cassidy swooning into Tony Storm's arms was great.
I'm like, RJ City, were you involved in this creation of this story? Because this is great. Like, he had a hand in the Mariah May Tony Storm trilogy, which is probably one of my favorite women's feuds in the last couple of years of modern wrestling. So I would not be surprised if RJ City was involved in creating this little story.
Can I say, though, I'm a little sad that neither Tony nor Marina lost their hair. Because as much
honestly,
as losing his hair,
they would have been badass. But you know what? Wheeler getting his hair cut was great. So the match was fantastic. But let's talk about what happened afterwards, because they got the whole gang involved with this one.
They had to chase him down.
Well, okay, let's talk about it. Moxley's just like, you ain't gonna punk out. Go get your ass back in that ring and take it like a man. Like, Moxley is making Wheeler go back. And then we had everyone in the gang come out to cut the hair. Mina gets her revenge. I love this picture of Moxley in the bottom corner. This was just great. And Wheeler's expression.
I'm surprised they didn't shave the beard too.
Oh my gosh. And then, like I said before we started too, watching videos of the house show with him wrestling with the whole ass beanie on his head.
Yeah.
Just for the irony. Funny, like, go for it.
Sorry, Mikey. It's the lag.
It's okay.
So at the end of this, like, Wheeler Yuta ended up looking like Fagin from Oliver Twist, like the.
Oh my God!
Oh man, yeah. What a great, like, I love the way that they've been like building to this, like with like just a little bit of intergender stuff in those mixed tags, you know, just a little taste, so that by the time we get here, it's on like Donkey Kong.
I really love the idea that the rest of his group was like, no, get your ass back in. Like, they wasn't like trying to like be chicken little heels and get him out of the way. They forced him back in there and like, no, we're going to humiliate the hell out of you.
Like Mox, like a disappointed dad, like, no,
for
get
real.
back in there.
You take your lumps that you rightfully earned. And so, again, the whole gang was out here. Luther, Tony, Mina, everybody was getting in on the head shaving action. And Wheeler, you a real one. You a real one.
Well, and I think Benny was about to say, right, Marina holding his hand the entire time.
Yes, exactly.
Marina is the scary emotional support person you want when you're going through change. Love it.
I love that, you know, this is probably the first hair versus hair match I've seen where nobody busted open the other person with the shears.
For real, thank God. Yeah. We actually know how to use these clippers correct. Oh man,
they got the lawnmower 2.0 with the skin safe stuff on it.
Oh my goodness. This was just pure fun, and honestly, more of this, please, AEW. This was glorious. We loved it. So we go from, you know, laughing out loud and having a great time to clutching our pearls, because goddamn.
Oh.
I already knew this was gonna be crazy because it was a ladder match, and when I look at both participants, I'm like, they both fucking crazy. They went ham, cheese, turkey, and bacon. Good God, I thought they died in multiple parts here.
Brainbuster off the ladder. Tony Schiavone not being able to call any move he saw because he forgot what they're called. It was crazy.
Yeah. Bless Tony. But, Mark Briscoe really had gave Kyle Fletcher his life.
Seriously.
That brainbuster off the ladder was gnarly. But
I audibly gasped and like had to look away for a hot second because I'm like, I think I'm about to see Mark die on my screen.
The froggy bow onto the ladder that didn't break.
That hurt. That hurt me watching.
You know the thing is with ladder matches, right? Like I don't mean to make it about myself, but I'm like ladder matches are like my least favorite.
Shut up.
What's that? Never mind.
I said Go ahead, Brenny. Sorry.
So I was gonna say that ladder matches are my least favorite type of match because it's always like who can do the most messed up shit with the ladder, right? As opposed to like using the ladder as just to implement to win the match, like
the tool that it is to get up higher.
Right. I'm not saying everybody should be Shawn and Razor, but man, there got to be a perfect balance. You know?
Well, and like Shawn and Razor did it with maybe 1 or 2 ladders too. This is like 17 ladders set up with a bridge, all in weird places, and it just, you're right. It's a car crash. We're watching a giant car crash now.
Yeah. And it's like they got like different size ladders. Like they got the ones like rigging up the lights up there, you know, like. Oh man. I digress.
This was a car crash. This was insane. I was entertained though. Kyle Fletcher is still your TNT champion. Very interested to see where we go with Kyle next.
If you want our full breakdown of what we're worried about, check out earlier in the podcast.
For real.
Yeah, right.
But, gentlemen, it is the time to get into this, and AEW is going to receive a bill for my therapy of how much I had cried during this match because I was really rooting for Brody King. I knew, logically, he was not going to win, but god damn it, Tony. I'm like, god damn it.
The minute he kicked out of the Gonzo bomb, I knew it was over.
It was over. I still like the match, but I was like,
What an incredibly smart match, though. And I really like the lighting presentation that they've been doing with the title, like introductions. That's really cool.
Again, it's nice to have like actual money put toward staging.
Yeah, right. They are running a TV company after all, but
there you go. And also, thank you for the fuck ice chants that were going on in the background in Australia again, because no matter how much HBO Max and Warner Brothers don't want that to be played on their airwaves, it's gonna be for a while.
Yeah. If you don't want something said, don't tell wrestling fans. That's for sure.
It's literally it's like what you do for the young kids. If you tell a young kid not to do something, what they gonna do? They gonna do it anyways. And as wrestling fans, when you tell me not to do that, I'm gonna do it anyways. And also, I will fully confidently with my chest support Brody King and say, "Fuck guys," because I was just like,
what was that?
That wasn't full chested.
Listen, you can't see my full chest because then we get demonetized. No!
Oh, man.
Put it away. Anyways, be like, shh, later.
But anyways, man, what a smart match, man. Like MJF like working over the knee, just to take the power game away from Brody, and it worked because by the time he hit the Gonzo bomb, it didn't hit it as well as it usually does. Pretty smart guy, that MJF.
He'll tell you so.
I actually like it when wrestlers target weak points. It's like a video game boss battle. Like you got to hit the weak point. It makes good storytelling. Also, you know what makes great storytelling? Having Bandito play the Brody King role, like Brody played for Bandito at Wrestle Dream when they were facing Takeshita Okada, because in his hot Spanish accent, he's telling Brody King to keep fighting. I'm like, thank God you didn't break up Brodito, Tony. That is the best decision you have made. Because there was a hot minute. I was just like, oh my God, are they about to break up my favorite chip flavor? But no, I'm really happy to see Brodito still going strong. And man, I was getting teary-eyed, but watching Bandito play the Brody King role and returning the favor of cheering on Brody King, that's when the waterworks happen. I'm like, oh my God, professional wrestling is great. I don't cry for a lot of things in wrestling, but I was like, God damn, this match made me cry. I was just like, I want Brody King to win so damn bad.
Oh, me too. It's funny, like that. What are you gonna say about Brodito, like breaking up? Like, sometimes Tony likes to edge us a little bit, and sometimes it's friggin' tantric.
on top of the fact also, but here's the thing. Here's my thing against that, Tony. You know that when you do that stuff, it's got to work both ways, right? If I'm not into being edged at this point, maybe you just change tack, use your tongue.
Well, okay.
Yeah, we're talking just cope, right?
Love this. Hey, we're far enough in. We can start making dick jokes like that. Anywho, no, okay. Here's the thing, though. So this leads into what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, too. And, as gross as those analogies were, honestly, I was very...
gross.
Anyways, I have to say that. We all know we love it. But the point being, Brody King has something very interesting to say in the post-social media, promo that he did. He's disappointed. But you know what? Now he's hungry for the championship, and he's not done. And then he drops Wednesday, February 25th, and just leaves it at that. I'm like, oh my fucking God, are we about to get a rematch? I was like, are we about to get a rematch? And so I started doing some digging. I'm just sitting here, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Where are they going to be? February 25th? I'm just like, And so I forgot to save the picture when I was looking at it earlier. But February 25th, they're going to be in Denver, Colorado. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, Tony Khan, don't fucking do this to me again. I was like, what does that mean, Brody? Are we getting a rematch? Are we about to do something else? What is about to go down in Denver, Colorado next week?
Do maybe we see he takes on Hangman for his spot?
Oh my God, I actually would really love that. And I want Brody King to win that and go on to face MJF at Revolution. Have the anti-ice guy win in Los Angeles, which is full of my peoples. Let's do this. And also, I probably will cry because I will be there live. And Tony Khan, if you want BC WrestlePod tears celebrating amazing wrestling, please, please, please. But I'm very interested to see what Brody meant for Wednesday, February 25th for Denver, Colorado.
He's taking on Bandito for the ROH Championship.
Honestly, I as good as the match would be, I was like, we just talked about it. How I don't want Bandito to break up. But so we're gonna tune in. We're gonna see how that goes down next week. But afterwards, Hangman comes out, signs the contract. Max gets punked out like Hangman gonna punch him, and that is how AEW Grand Slam Australia goes off the air. And that is our AEW post show for the week, boys.
Sorry, I dissociated there. I can't hear you. I'm dissociated.
I cannot. Shut the fuck up.
Don't show me I deserve that.
Fucking JBL, man! I swear to, you had the you have the Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. Anywho, God, I love Tuesdays, you guys. As chaotic as they are, they really are the highlight of my week. And I'm looking forward to even more crazy shenanigans next week, because when we come back next Tuesday, we'll be covering the February 18th edition of Dynamite, coming to us live from Sacramento, California, and the February 21st edition of Collision, which is coming from Oceanside, California. I was just like, wow, Oceanside getting some love. That's kind of crazy out here. So hopefully we will have the whole crew back next week. Probably, spoiler alert, we probably will not. But some form of the crew will be here. And we still got some cool things happening this week. There's a lot of fun stuff going down. So tomorrow night is the double header. First off, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, you have myself, Kilt, and a special guest co-host for the next 2 weeks, as Papa Oso is directing and having his play go on for the next 2 weeks. So we will be taking on our NXT Post-Show Breakdown, as they just announced our next pay-per-view for NXT. So Vengeance Day is upon us, which is crazy. Then at 8 p.m. Pacific, you will see myself and Papa Oso and our digital co-host, Agent Lo-Fi, break down CMLL, where we had a send-off for all of our CMLL talent who's going to be in Japan for the next couple of weeks, part of the Fantastica Mania tour. But we are also setting up one of my personal favorite tournaments in CMLL that they do the year, the Torneo de Escuelas. So this is all the wrestling schools. There are 12 schools participating, and we're going to see all of them fight each other for the next couple of weeks. And I'm so excited for that. But then we go from Mexico, and on Thursday, we fly across the pond to the UK, because we have another Progress show we are breaking down, and it is Progress Wrestling's Chapter 190 in Brightest Day. So the Progress crew will be here Thursday night to break that down. And then we end the week with the TNA crew, as we will be breaking down the TNA No Surrender pay-per-view, which had some very fun matches. But honestly, you guys should tune in to watch. Papa Oso will go off. It is going to be crazy. The text messages that I received for a certain outcome of a certain match has him. He is our heated angel of the week. So if you want to see people yell about wrestling, I mean, you should watch all the shows, duh, but Friday's going to be crazy. But man, we are getting into it. And then, there's so much happening. March is packed, April is packed, and May is jam-packed with stuff. So stay tuned for all those announcements, but we're going to get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning in to All Elite Ensemble. We will be back next. Yep, we will be back next Wednesday. Hopefully the whole crew is here to talk about AEW Dynamite and Collision. But until then, from all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll see you tomorrow for our double block of NXT and CMLL. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.